Step 1. Today we are going to analyze and discuss the sociology optional paper of 2024. And yeah, it's me, Vicheta Dinakaran, who is handling the sociology optional in KingMakers IAS Academy. And I have already cleared my examination in 2018 batch I'm from. And sociology optional I cleared from my very first mains and the first interview. I cleared these exams with this optional sociology. So the paper was very easy, okay, but there is a way to understand the questions and the demand of UPSC through which the UPSC actually communicated to the aspirant, and the aspirant is communicating to the UPSC, and it is the checking of your total quality which you should have for your civil service examination. So through the sociology optional, many we have a good weightage for result that they are easily clearing these exams, because the proof which we are having here are with our question paper it has. So this year also the predicted question was there, and the syllabus what the sociology covers, it is from that particular syllabus. So let's start this particular discussion of paper 1, then we would be going with the paper 2 discussion as well. So the first question asks, how I will be going to discuss these questions is, first of all, I'll be telling you that this is the question, okay, and how you should solve it. How you should solve it by keeping in mind that this question's syllabus, from which syllabus or which topic they ask this question. So the handling of questions in actually the exam premises is very important. So how it is going to help you? First, you have to relate with your syllabus. In that syllabus, then you will be comfortable that which thinker's name you are going to add here, which book name you are going to add up here, and then you have to add here examples and relate it with Indian society. Before going with the question, first some tips I would like to give here. To have a good answer in sociology, it's very important that you should incorporate the thinker's name of paper 1 and paper 2. Secondly, you have to convince the examiner by giving the examples. Third, you have to connect the Indian society or present day examples also with your answer. So just try to analyze that, how you can make a better answer here. First question was, discuss the nature of sociology, highlight its relationship with social anthropology. This first step is you have to look into the syllabus. And the syllabus was chapter 1. And the chapter 1, it was a comparison with other social sciences. So the comparison with other social sciences includes the sociology, here the comparison with the anthropology. Last year they gave the political science. Every year this topic would be there from chapter 1 as in first question. Sometimes chapter 2 and chapter 3 also would be there in the first question. But how to handle this? Please understand, people are, the aspirants are thinking that okay, we are getting this particular question, so we can write whatever we like here. This question demand was discuss. Okay, so discuss, then sociology and relation with social anthropology. So your structure of your answer should be, first you have to explain what is social anthropology. Okay, then you have to say what is sociology. So your introduction should be social anthropology and sociology. Then your structure of the answers actually depends, your structure of answers depends like what marks you will be getting and to particular this question. For example, you have to say the social anthropology. So social anthropology is nothing, the similarities between the sociology and here anthropology. So the connecting part of sociology and anthropology is social anthropology. So you have to say here similarities between the sociology and social anthropology. But mind it, this only not okay. You have to also say, you have to tell here the difference also. So what is the difference? So you can say that anthropology is reading the primitive society, sociology is studying the modern society. Anthropology deals with Anthropology is a very old, old discipline, but sociology is a very new discipline. Okay, so some difference you can say. In that, the topic which is there in anthropology, cultural anthropology, etc., in that the connecting part is social anthropology. Okay, this you have to discuss. Now, this is not enough. As I said, you have to calculate that your thinkers' names you have to add up. Now, what thinkers' name you can add here in this particular question? Those who have contributed in sociology through a anthropology way. How they can be, the method which socio used can be from anthropology. So the method was field study. Who have done this field study, you can quote their thinker's name also here. For example, from paper 1, you can take the name of Malinowski. Then there is also Radcliffe Brown. Second papers you can take M.N. Srinivas. Field study also done by Anthony Bethke. So now you're connecting part of the questions. It is similar to paper 1 and paper 2. You're making it and adding the name of the thinker. So like this you had to discuss about this question. Okay. Next question. So again, even you can give here idea about example of connecting the social anthropology and sociology. You can say that maybe the ethnicity or the society of tribal society. It's given connection between the sociology and the social anthropology. Okay, so I hope it was easy. Then second question, analyze the changing nature of caste as a status group. Now, before going these questions, I have just forgotten to tell you that the pattern of this exams was question number 1 and question number 5 was compulsory. In question number 1 and 5, total 5 questions would be there. So maximum there is 5 questions and 5 questions. 10 questions you have to compulsory attempt with the question number 1 and question number 5. Then the later part of the questions, like question number 2, 3, 4 and 6, 7, 8, you have to choose between any section of section A, any 2 questions, or the combination of the questions which is there in question number 2, 3 or 4. So, but the instruction has been given that any one section you have to compulsory choose one topic. For example, if you are choosing question number 2 or 3 from section A, then you have to choose any other question number from section B. So, this is the pattern. So, in that particular one question number, 3 questions would be there. 2 20 marks questions and 1 10 marks question. So this was actually total of 5 questions number every optional students has to attend. Okay. Now the second question, let's see. Analyze the changing nature of caste as a status group. Now first, in which syllabus, which part of the syllabus it is? Changing nature of caste, it is from chapter number 5. And chapter number 5, they have connected the stratification and mobility, and they have given the caste here. Now this is what you need to understand. The caste normally has not mentioned under paper 1. The stratification and mobility given on the basis of class, ethnicity, race, etc., etc. It means now UPSC is deliberately asking the paper 2 part in paper 1, which normally students will miss. Okay, so what you can do it here, you have to say the caste, how it is, the status group or the stratification. One of the reason can be caste. So you can say that the caste was actually stratified on the basis of Varna system. So paper 2 things you need to bring here. And also the thinkers' names, it will be coming as M.N. Srinivas, G.S. Gure and Anthony Bethke and Nouveau Dumont would be there. Now see how you can bring this particular paper 2, because this is paper 1. So how can you incorporate the thinker's name of paper 1? Because nobody have contributed particularly in caste. Now here you need to understand this caste is also one of the form of stratification. Now this stratification, who all thinkers contributed in particular chapter 5, you can write or you can incorporate their name as well. For example, type of stratification, it gives inequality. So who have told about inequality? That is Karl Marx. So Karl Marx name you can give. Okay. Also inequality, the stratification is not always inequality. It gives an inequality. You can also quote here Weber. Okay. So Weber told about the classes. So one of the topic of Weber, that is CSP, that is class, status and power, This is also type of stratification, and but we can understand this class concept as an Indian society of caste. So somehow the question of this year was little, you need to decode it and you need more time to think and to write. But the content, if you get ready with you before while going for these exams, and also you have understood that how to link the paper 1 and paper 2, it will be very, very easy for you. Okay, so third question, can we go? Yes. So the question here is, marriage as an institution has undergone a radical transformations from the rituals to commercials in this outlook. Okay, and explain the factors behind this change. So this is the third question. Do you find here some connection? Now, previously UPSC was giving this type of questions in Indian society. What was that? So they used to target the changing angle. The changing angle would be, for example, how the transformation is there in the marriage system. How the changing pattern can you see in the family? So it used to be the questions of Indian society area. But now that Indian society and GS portion is now they're asking in the sociology. Now check here, marriage as an institution is undergone the radical transformation. Now how would you go with? You have to present your answers like a GS, but in the meantime, you also have to add the thinkers part. So thinkers can be these questions, you can say chapter number 9, family and kinship. So family as an institution has undergone a radical transformation from co-mutual to commercial. So it means you have to first say the traditional type of marriages, what was happening. What was the reason of this changing? The reasons can be forces of changes like urbanization, modernization, okay, then westernization, culture, correct? And then first you have to write like this as a GS question. Like marriage as an institution was first to depend on the rituals of joint family, the rituals of choosing the spouse with the help of the family. Now more it is coming with the commercial. For examples, recent marriages, if you see, which was very much in the news, you can take an example also. It becomes so commercial like. Now marriages as an institution seen as in for the contacts. Okay, the marriage as an institution changed from the arranged marriage to the love marriages. Even the marriage as an institution has changed through the marriage to the living relationship. That form you had to concentrate on undergone radical changes. And mind it here, the thinkers and the perspective, what you can bring it here. One of the thing is radical feminist perspective or feminist perspective, you have to bring it here. Okay, so if the questions is more like in GS, more you have to make it as a sociological, then you have to bring your conflict perspective, then functional perspective, feminist perspective, and also paper 2 or a concept that is family and marriages is also there. Iravati Karve name, you can quote it here from paper 1. Paper 2. Okay, so this factors behind this change, it was totally type of GS question. So now feminist perspective can be like they need a freedom. So liberal feminist perspective, thinkers name you can take here. And also Iravati Karve name of paper 1 and mixing with the paper 2. Again I said forces of changes of urbanization and westernization. You can also quote M.N. Srinivas who given the here Sanskritization. See, Sanskritization word or M.N. Srinivas you can also add in this particular question. Caste as a status group. They are the paper 2 because we need to be ready from paper 1 and paper 2 thinkers which one we can pick from paper 2 in the paper 1. Okay, so here also you can write down about the westernization concept M.N. Srinivas has given. Now this needs a broader outlook and broader linkage about this particular topic. So sociology you need to see this you have to look it into the linkage part. Paper 1 and paper 2 mix actually. Okay, so let's go with the question number 4. Then the question number 4 was, democracy needs a vibrant culture of civil society in order to strengthen its foundation of citizenship comment. In the questions, first I have given you the hint that syllabus. So what is the syllabus here? This is politics and society. So politics and society, chapter number 7. So democracy needs a vibrant culture. So here this question mixed with civil society and citizenship. Actually pathina nama syllabus la civil society and citizenship both are there. Now this question demand is strengthen the foundation of citizenship. Now we need more civil society help to strengthen the citizenship. Appo structure of your answer would be either you can give introduction about what is civil society. Appo civil society பத்தி நிறைய thinkers வந்து நம்ம இங்க பேசிருக்காங்க. Even there was a question in GS also about the NGOs. Okay, importance of NGOs. In ethics paper also it was there. So civil society you have to add, or citizenship concept you have to bring. Okay, and vibrant, how the civil society role is very important in citizenship. Sorry, in the questions thing attend pannirukkom. More thinkers of chapter number 7 you have to quote it here. Okay, correct. Next question. Then what are the basic and indestructible functions of family as proposed by Tolkien Parson explain? Anyone on the exam hall la vandu mind irukadu that enna question kekranganu solli we need to understand and decode the question. Actually previously the UPSC questions was very direct, like Parson oda agile model, right? Okay, what is agile model for Parson? How Parson seen as an equilibrium state for the society or social system, and the many the questions they used to give. But now they are giving little bit elaborate panni question kekranga, and you need to decode it through this particular meaning. For example, functional of family. A question says here agile model you have to do it for family. What is agile model? Now suppose if these things are missing in this paper, or maybe this question marks வந்து கட் ஆகும். ஏன்னா அந்த கீவேர்டே வந்து நம்ம வந்து மிஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. மேபி த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஹூ ஹவ் நாட் அண்டர்ஸ்டுட், அவங்க அந்த டென்ஷனில் ஃபேமிலி as in functional only the person has seen, மேபி அந்த அஜீல் மாடலே அவங்க மைண்டில் வராது. ஸோ அடாப்டேஷன், கோல், latency and integration. How the family doing, and the family would have 4 role. Who is resource person in the family? You can say the parents. So parents are having the adaptation function. Goal, who is fixing? Maybe the goal is fixing நம்ம ஃபேமிலியோட ஒரு ரூல்ஸ் அண்ட் ரெகுலேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும் that can be fixed through the older generation people. So நம்ம சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல நம்ம ஃபேமிலியோட கல்ச்சரே இதுதான் அப்படின்னா, so that is all goal, you can say it. Latent functions is also performing by the psychologically when you are communicating with your parents, okay, communicating with your grandparents. Upon the latency function is nothing but empathy or something which is emotional aspect of person. And integration is also family, they are doing in cultural activity and festivals where you are integrated with the family. Adha agile model of Parson. Idha neenga vandu family oda concept la vandu you had to write here. Okay, next. Then question number 2 was sociology. See, this was not a compulsory question. As I said, question number 1 and 5 was compulsory. Either you can pick it from question number 2, 3, 4, or any 3 you would need to pick. Okay, so now question number 2 was sociology is a product of European Enlightenment and Renaissance. Critically examine this statement. Now see, this is from chapter number 1. So what is chapter number 1? Modernity and social change in Europe and emergence of sociology. Now look it into this. We have a topic of modernity. Now here they ask from the Enlightenment and Renaissance. Now what could be your introduction? Your introduction could be, can be an Enlightenment or can be a Renaissance period. What is Renaissance period? The period between 14th to 17th century or 18th century was called it as a Renaissance period, where a lot of enlightenment happened through the modernity. Now see, you are connecting. Now very important tips here is, whatever the questions terms it is given, you need to write multiple times that terms in your answer. Now here you can't write modernity words many times. நீங்க வந்து இங்க என்லைட்மெண்டோட அண்ட் ரெனெசான்ஸ் பீரியட் தான் நீங்க இங்க இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணணும். ஓகேவா? So enlightenment can be happen through modernity. So now most important is your diagram as well. டயக்ராம் கூட தான் நீங்கள் ஆன்சரில் என்னென்னா உங்களுக்கு ஆன்சரில் இருக்கணும். இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன் ஷுட் பி தேர். இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன் ஷுட் நாட் பி லைக் அ ஜிஎஸ். நீங்கள் வந்து சோஷியாலஜி ஆன்சர்ஸ் இஃப் யூ ரைட்டிங், தட் ஷுட் பி லைக் அ academically or the thinkers given this particular answers அந்த மாதிரி தான் நீங்க ரைட் பண்ணணும். Then you have to bring within a diagram. Then thinkers names அதில் இருக்கணும், book name அதில் வந்து நீங்க prepare பண்ணியிருக்கணும். Then you have to connect it with the paper 1 and paper 2 as well. அங்க thinkers இருக்க மாதிரி you have to incorporate it here. And also Indian society or concept of general studies or examples இதில் if you can relate it with the topic, then your answers would be very good. Okay. So this questions was demanding modernity. Appo modernity or enlightenment came through multiple things. For example, scientific revolution. For example, commercial revolution. For example, your intellectual revolution. Okay, art and culture revolution. Then your French revolution. இதுதான் நீங்க வந்து இங்க டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். Again, at the end, this enlightenment, as I said, like if your answer is very different, how it will be very different? Your compulsory connection should be there from Indian society. If you are writing this answer with this enlightenment period of 1830 onwards, Indian society also witnessed this enlightenment and Renaissance period. And who was that? Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. I am just telling you, if you would have நீங்கள் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆன்சர்ஸ் இஃப் யூ ஆர் ரைட்டிங் வித் திஸ் பர்டிகுலர் இந்தியன் சொசைட்டியோட கனெக்ஷன், பிகாஸ் யூபிஎஸ்சி வாண்ட்ஸ் தட் இது வந்து ஒரு தியோரி சப்ஜெக்ட் கிடையாது, இது அப்ளிகேஷன் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூவில் நீங்கள் என்னென்ன யோசிக்கிறீங்க, தீஸ் திங்ஸ் யூ ஹேவ் டு ரைட் இன் யுவர் ஆன்சர்ஸ். அண்ட் இட் இஸ் சிவில் சர்வீஸ் எக்ஸாமினேஷன். ஒரு கனெக்ஷன் ஆஃப் யுவர் ஜிஎஸ் ஆல்சோ ஷுட் பி தேர் இன் யுவர் ஆப்ஷனல், அண்ட் ஆல்சோ ஆப்ஷனல் ஆல்சோ வில் பி has to be handled through an optional way. Okay, so this was the question. Then, do you think objectivity is an overhyped? Next question. Do you think that objectivity is overhyped idea in sociological research? Discuss the merit and demerit of non-positivist method. Now, first syllabus engendu vandirukku. The syllabus has come from chapter number 3. Okay, or maybe chapter number 2, research and method and sociology as a science, chapter number 2. Objectivity. So what is objectivity? You have to who maintain this objectivity? Thinkers name நீங்க இப்போ ரெடி பண்ணணும். For example, they said that do you think overhyped the idea of sociological research? Subjectivity would be there. You can say Durkheim objectivity he has told, but அந்த objectivity இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி கூட ஒரு subjectivity அதில் வருது. So what do you mean by objectivity? You need to define here, and also you have to say that sociological research was actually very cynic. It becomes when it was following the natural science method, who following the objectivity. But here, the subjectivity would be there from the non-positivist method when you are involving the individual perspective here. So, normally, Durkheimoட perspective பார்த்தீங்கன்னா the social fact we have to study as a thing. Okay, and thing is nothing but objectivity maintain பண்றதுக்கு தான் these things are there. But human beings are not totally, we cannot be maintaining like objectivity. Even Weberோட நேம் நீங்க இதுல வந்து incorporate பண்ணோம். Weber has suggested that how this objectivity can be maintained. So they said like there's a step to follow for the sociological research. For example, come in the same wavelength, maintain the objectivity. To maintain this objectivity, he suggested the proper training before going for this investigation for any investigator. இதுதான் நீங்க வந்து இதுல ரைட் பண்ணணும். Non-positive approach, you have to go with the ethnomethodologist and phenomenologist approach also you need to right here, because அவங்க deliberately the merits and demerits கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So merits, it's non-positivist method merit. Demerits again உங்களுக்கு வந்து the criticism of non-positivist method. So this was the question. Okay, next question. What is the social mobility? Critically examine the classification of closed and open models of social stratification. Now first, your mind, you train your mind to how to write an answer. The answer would be here chapter number 5. Okay, so first syllabus decode பண்ணுங்க. Syllabusல வந்து social mobility, chapter number 5, stratification and mobility. Now what is social mobility? You can also draw here that this is called social mobility that can be vertical, that can be downfall. Okay, that can be horizontal as well. So then you have to say what type of social mobility happened with an example you need to say. And also closed and open models of social stratification. What do you mean by closed model? Closed model means where you are not getting any status when your society is closed one. For example, Varna system. For example, caste systems of India. But open system is what, where they are getting the opportunity. Now see which thinkers you can quote it here. Normally unga mind la varadu. You can quote here parson with the pattern variable. So pattern variable vandu what it discussed was 5 type of pattern we can see, whether you are from the traditional aspect or you are from the modern aspect. Appo this is nothing, you can link it with the modern and open society here. India oda concept la vandu people have told about this modern and closed and open system. Traditional society of India was closed systems when like thoroughly the Indian society was following the caste system and caste systems with the varna systems, which actually says here occupational division of labor. Ana inga vandu open systems when Indian society can experience this social mobility was actually very become open when reservation criteria we brought it. So reservations gives in closed system of caste to the open system in the social stratification. Na hint da kodukka mudiyum, solutions vandu totally neenga da vandu actually understand panna. I'm just giving you hint the thinkers and also which part of Indian society you can bring it here. Ipo yosichu parunga paper 1 la evlo paper 2 oda connections vandu we are just giving here. Okay, next question. I hope you are understanding. If you're understanding and your answer is also relating to me exactly like the thinkers and all that, please do comment that in the answers nane ipdi da vandu actually yosichu pathena, then please comment in the this one comment section. Okay, next question. How do you view and assess the increasing trend of digital ethnography and use of visual cultures in sociological research? See, this question comes here with the sociological research chapter number 3. Now, do you, again, like a GS they are making, do you view and assess the increasing trend of digital ethnography and use of visual cultures in sociological research? You know what? This is the type of sociological research, qualitative method and quantitative method, and secondary data and primary data. Now, digital ethnography is nothing when we are using Wikipedia. So, you want the GS marida examples in the code panano. The moment when you are adding the example here, you have cracked this question. So, Google assistance and with the digital ethnographies, first of all, this ethnography used to be there in the book. So, people was taking the secondary data from the book analysis. Now, visuals ethnographies, we are now having all this particular data. Digital economy pati neenga vanda, even you can write about the government steps has been taken for this digital ethnography. This is called digital effect. So your Wikipedia, okay, your the content you are taking from the social media. So digital ethnography we are using now, increasing trend paakringa. The reason is globalization, the reason is technological advancement. And visual cultures, for examples, your videos, your wherever we are going for social research, nowadays we are taking the video, we are posting that video, and on the video or a source part again one researchers can also start their research. So this was actually adding and examples neenga vande actually if you are giving anga question crack aidichu mari ungalku oru idea varum, because examiner want to see that how you want to crack this question. Okay, next question. So chapter was paper number 1, chapter was 3. Describe the main idea of Max Weber book Protestant Ethics and Spirit of Capitalism as a critique to Marxism. This question demands here you need to write about Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism as a critiques of Marxism. So also critiques have been asked in the particular question. Now see the introduction. Students will write Protestant ethics was the one of the study which done by the Weber solli avanga start பண்ணுவாங்க. Mind it here, the question says here the book. அப்போ நீங்க என்ன எழுதணும்னா introductionல the book The Protestant Ethics and Spirit of Capitalism was written by Weber in the context of how religion and the Protestant religion was having some similarities with the Protestant, religion of Protestant was having some similarities with the capitalism. So to prove that he wrote this book. இந்த மாதிரி தான் ஒரு introduction start பண்ணிருக்கோம். Now suppose the questions வேற மாதிரி கொடுத்துட்டு if you are just writing about the Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism na answers connect இருக்காது question ஓட. So this is what I used to say that understand how to write and questions. Maybe அந்த questions change ஆனா கூட உங்கள் ஆன்சர் சேஞ்ச் ஆகாது, ஆனால் அந்த ஆன்சரோட ஸ்டார்ட் அண்ட் பிகினிங் எப்படி பண்ணணும் அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு தெரியணும். ஸோ திஸ் வாஸ் த ஸ்பிரிட் ஆஃப் கேபிட்டலிசம். யூ கேன் சே that the Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism, Weber made this ideal type of Protestant ethics and ideal type of capitalism, and how he connected with this idea of capitalism and idea of Protestant ethics. So there also you have to add that Weber has also found out about the Hinduism, and he did research on India and China. So also he did with the Buddhism and also with the Zoroastrianism. So these things should be there in your answer. And what is the critics of Marxism? Then மார்க்சிசம் கிரிட்டிக்ஸ் சொல்லும்போது ரிலீஜனோட கான்செப்டில் தான் நீங்கள் கிரிட்டிக்ஸ் கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ மார்க்ஸ் சீயிங் ரிலீஜன் ஆஸ் அன் ஓபியம். Okay, he was seeing as a negative concept, but Weber seeing this religion as in particular helping in promoting the capitalism. அதுதான் வந்து நீங்கள் வந்து you had to quote it here. Okay, next question. Critically examine the salient features of alienation as propounded by Karl Marx. Again, alienation question, favorite Karl Marx soda, but you need to write here book name, Das Kapital, where he mentioned about the alienation, and also you have to say the salient features of alienation. You can draw some diagram here. So alienation by product, alienation by process, alienation by self, and alienation by co-workers. And one important tips, whenever the question comes from thinkers, you need to write about their criticism also. See, நம்மளுக்கு 300+ sociologyல வரணும்னா these are the things. நான் கிளாஸில் எப்படி டீச் பண்ணுறேன்னா, கிளாஸில் அந்த கான்செப்டோட அந்த ஆன்சர் ரைட்டிங் மேலே தான் மோர் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் ஐ யூஸ் டு கிவ். ஆன் த ஸ்பாட் அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்லுங்கள். ஆன் த ஸ்பாட் யூ நீட் டு கிவ் மீ தி linkage part. இந்த திங்கர்ஸ்க்கு அந்த கிரிட்டிசிசம்ஸ் வந்து we can bring it. மேபி இந்த திங்கரோட கான்செப்ட் வேறு எது திங்கரோட கான்செப்டில் வந்து சிமிலர் இருக்குது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போது கார்ல் மார்க்ஸோட ப்ரிமிட்டிவ் சொசைட்டினா ப்ரிமிட்டிவ் சொசைட்டி இஸ் ஆல்சோ செட் பை டர்க்கிங். இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கான்செப்டில் தான் நான் கிளாஸில் டீச் பண்ணுறேன். சி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் யுவர் சோஷியாலஜி இஸ் நாட் அ தியரி சப்ஜெக்ட். இன்டர்வியூவில் வந்து உங்களுக்கு சோஷியாலஜி வச்சு தான் இந்த மாதிரி கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் தே கேன் ஆஸ்க். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், டெல் த சோஷியாலஜி ஆஃப் யுவர் ஸ்டேட், டெல் த சோஷியாலஜி ஆஃப் யுவர் கண்ட்ரி, இந்தியாவோட சோஷியாலஜி சொல்லுங்கள், சோஷியாலஜி ஆஃப் உமன் சொல்லுங்கள். ஸோ இது ப்ராக்டிக்கல் லெவலில் நீங்கள் படித்து தான் நீங்கள் வந்து அதை கனெக்ட் பண்ண முடியும். அப்போ எப்படி சொல்ல முடியும்? ப்ராக்டிக்கல் sociology of your state is you have to again go with your syllabus. So work and economic life, your politics and society, secondly your religion aspect of your state, family and kinship, and any social change you need to say na. Then at least you can understand the questions and you can manage with the question. Okay, so Karl Marx oda critics neenga kudukanum plus contribution. Appo contribution will help you to connect with the present time of situation, also relevance. இதுதான் இருக்கணும். Because that is why even the 10 marks question you need to write about some criticisms and some contributions and relevance. Relevance சொல்லும்போது connecting part of Karl Marx. அப்போ today you are connecting alienation. Just go and check your essay paper. Essay paperல வந்து this year they have mentioned about the youth, how they are depressed, how they are lonely, how using of more than social media வந்து they are feeling so depressed and lonely. Section B oda second topic. You know that if anybody can link this particular topic, இன்னைக்கு வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஆன் த ஸ்பாட்டில் தான் மைண்ட் வந்து ரீகால் ஆகிடும். ஸோ சப்போஸ் யூ ஹவ் ரிட்டன் திஸ் essay or you have studied, கரெக்டாக ஏலினேஷனோட லிங்க் பண்ணி அந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் யூ கேன் ரைட் இட். ஸோ ஏலினேஷன் யூ கேன் see nowadays between the youth, more the social media they are using. Do you really you just think if you are giving this statement with adding the alienation and you are also mentioning that UPSC of essay questions na, and the examiner will tell you that enna mari or mind neenga use pandringa. Okay, so maybe more fetching marks here. So adha alienation question ketirka. Next question, what do you understand by mixed method? Discuss its strength and limitation in social research. Now these questions again, first step is, let's start with the step. Comment le kudanga. Step is first to go with the syllabus. What do you understand by the mixed method? Now step is here, chapter number 3, research and method. Okay, then discuss the strength and limitation of social research. What do you mean by mixed method? Actually examiner want to see that whether you have understood. A mixed method is nothing type of method. அப்போ சோஷியாலஜியில் யார் யார் என்னென்ன மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்குன்னு அதுதான் மிக்ஸ்ட் மெத்தட். வாட் இஸ் திஸ்? பாசிட்டிவிஸ்ட் மெத்தட், non-positivist method, Non-positive, again, ethnomethnography and phenomenology. Even which thinkers you can quote it here. Think about positivist method, natural science method, mixed method also Weber. Even you can write ideal type, also you can write Westerhin, also you can write comparative analysis, survey method. This is all the mixed method. Even when you're going with positivist and non-positivist, and again more micro ethnography and also phenomenology, this is all mixed method. அப்போ discuss the strength and limitation of social research கேட்டிருக்கு. அப்போ social research ஓட advantage, disadvantage. Social research sometimes objectivity create பண்ண முடியாது. ஏன்னா ஒரு people to people study பண்ணும்போது subjectivity வரும். And when you are going and telling them that see நான் உங்களுக்கு மேலே வந்து social research பண்ணுறேன்னா மேபி அதோட naturality மிஸ் ஆகிடும். நமக்கு மேலே வந்து கேமரா இருக்கும்போது how we will react it. And natural timeல வந்து suppose if you're not telling and we are just doing a social research, maybe ethically adu correct irukadu. So limitation of social research and advantage of social research da ketirukanga. Okay, I hope you understood. Next question. Define the concept of gig economy and discuss the impact of labor market. GS mari dhaan question. So appo namakku evlo advantage irukku sociology students ku, that GS oda concept and current affairs also you can write it here in sociology. Now define the concept of gig economy. More people will forget that they're writing the sociology answer or the GS answer. First of all, what is the gig economy? Gig economy is something which you can say related to the easy entry and easy exit. Okay, gig economy is formal also, but within the formal economy, it is coming under the informal way. So for example, it has come, first of all, syllabus na work and economic life. Okay, work and economic life. In that, gig economy is the result of industrialist society. So industrialist society, you need to understand impact on labor and market. See, what is the syllabus of your chapter number 6, work and economic life? Feudal society, slave society, capitalist society. Then again, labor and society is also there is there. So labor, you can say labor and society, gig economy is going to be useful. Okay, because easy entry, easy going, you can be a owner like Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, etc. You can give that. And also social security, but it is not there. Social security, it is a formal, but I said no, formal work, the informal culture of work, this is called gig economy. So there you have to write about, even about sociological, we have to change about work pati yaar ketirukanga. So the thinkers was Karl Marx, related to proletariat and bourgeois work cultures. Even work cultures, middle class will be there. Weber or a concept, you can bring it here like that, you can make it as a sociological. Next. Critically assess the impact of technological advancement and automation on the nature of work and employment. Now, critically assess the impact on technological advancement. Now, if you can see the work and economic life, even this question was there and also this question it is there. Okay, so impact of technological advancement, please write AI. Okay, and automation of nature of work and employment. Impact of industrial society, how AI or the technological advancement, example is AI from technologies using, so how it is, affecting the work. Now work will be more convenient, work from home. So the capitalist society, you have to add it with the advantage of the technological advancement. Maybe women's section wise you can take it. In the questions you can add up sections, women's related, men's, children's, how it is going. See, children's you can't take work. Also, you can say type of work because of technology, how it is changing. Okay, so AI and all that you can quote. Yeah, after question number 4, actually we need to go to question number 5, but the question number 5 was missing in this particular question paper. So that's why I've just written the topic of the questions which they ask in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 section under the question number 5. So the first question was related to social fact. And what is an observation of the question number 5? All it was a very straight question. So syllabus it was asked like social fact about Durkheim related. Social fact, what is the social fact? How Durkheim started, studied the social fact. So the scope of the sociology according to Durkheim is to study the social fact. To study the social fact, you have to consider it as a thing in the concept you need to write here. Then GH Mead or self, it was also there in the self and identity topic la வந்து Mead or a concept of self எப்படி generate ஆனா body, mind, self and society and the self develop ஆகிறதுக்கு the stages has been mentioned by the Mead. So அந்த stagesல நீங்கள் 4 stages you need to write here. It was a direct question. Then work of feudal and capitalist society related question was there. So again this was related to chapter number 6. So related to work of feudal society, you need to say the feudal society. Who are the thinkers here? You can mention Karl Marx, you can mention here. Capitalist society ku vandu work culture is changing when the technology is changing. So same and the question or things again you can write it here. For example, the capitalist society, the work is now going more like technological based work, then AI related work, then work from home. In the மாதிரி capitalist society la vandu work nature is changing. நீங்க உங்களுக்கு சுத்தி என்னென்ன work நடக்குதுன்னு சொல்லி observe பண்ணாவே இந்த answers நீங்க வந்து கரெக்டா you can attempt. Then type of authority. Type of authority, Weber's type of authority. 4 type of authority. Then you have to say authority. He said about this legitimate authority. Legitimate power is an authority. He just mentioned about the 4 type of authority: traditional authority, charismatic authority, then Zweig rationals and legal rational authority here. So okay, so legal rational authority you have to mention. Then role of science and technology. Again social change concept la வந்து science and technology relate பண்ணும்போது more what is science research method la வந்து who are the thinkers who use the science and technology is the application of science only. Now more the science and technology is the reason for social change also, and the part நீங்க connect பண்ணிருக்கணும். So it was a compulsory question but easily attendable type of questions தான் அவங்க கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Now let's go with the question number 6. Question number 6 is underline the role of social media in contemporary social movement and describe its challenge. Again 2 parts. Chapter number 7, social politics and society. Role of social media. See graph flowchart பண்ணிட்டு you can connect in social movement and also challenges. Now social media, social movement kenna. So now you have to give an introduction about social movement. Okay, then you have to also draw about the Charles Telly oda concept of social movement. What is the stages of social movement? Appo stages of social movements irukumbodhu there was a 5 stages. Then adukapra vandu end aidum. This diagram you need to draw here. Then how social media is contemporary social movement ku role play pandra. And the role solumbodhu can be a positive, can be of negative. One of the reason to start the social movement can be the social media. Okay, and nowadays the social media, if you can say if any other part of the world, if any movement is started because these things happen in some other in the world, then you can say that social media is easily influencing. Sometimes the social media is negatively impacted the social movement and disturbance in the society. Appo perspective neenga vandu inga thinkers ku you can say this social media can be functional, can social media will be a conflict perspective. இந்த மாதிரி கூட answers you can create it. And challenges பார்க்கும்போது you can say that challenges contemporary social movement describe it as challenge is nothing but positive and negative angle you have to bring. Okay, the next, how does a multicultural society accommodate diversity of all kinds, ethnic, linguistic, religious? Discuss its major challenge. Now this is from where we can take. Now see, diversities of all kind, ethnicity, linguistic. Now this diversity is nothing but they have changed this diversity, okay, and religion. Now which chapter you can link here? Chapter can be your religion and society. So ethnic, linguistic and religious, both 3 things they have added. Okay, so multicultural society, again this was a question comes from how diversity is, unity in diversity is good, or how multicultural society like India, this kind of ethnicity, linguistic and religiously, actually accommodate this diversity. You have to say that it is also challenges, what Indian society or concept la religious diversity challenge would be religious communalism, okay, religious fundamentalism, then what to say, then your religious revivalism, okay. linguistic what you can say, linguistic nationalism. Ethnicity you can say that ethnic nationalism. Appo GS angle you can quote it. Also you can also write about the religiously thinkers like Karl Marx, then the Durkheim avangala indha mari oru diversity nature ku study pandradhukku da they studied the religion, and in their book called appdi solli a lighter sociological way you can bring it here. Okay, next, discuss the concept of animisms and differentiate it from naturalism. Chapter number 8. Again, things enna ore chapter la back to back avanga questions ketanga indha vaati. So this question was again religion and society, animism. Ungalku theriyum August Comte has told about animism, monoism and pluralism. Appo animism is nothing but that is your nature ku worship pannada animism. But avanga enna kekranga na animism how it is different for between the naturism. Now naturism and animism is same, but only nature ku worship pannada naturism. Animism can be a soul also. Maybe primitive society la avanga enna and religiously aspect la avanga use pannirukanga. So the initial time of religion is called the animism. So maybe adukku structures irkalam, maybe natures irkalam. So one of the criteria under animism is naturalism. Okay, so then who is the thinker associated here? You can say that Durkheim, Auguste Comte, avanga name da you can say. Even anthropology angle you can talk about primitive society or thinkers, again you can quote it here. Okay, this question was easier here. Next, question number 7. Do modernization and secularization go together? Give your views. Modernization. In modernization, see again chapter number 8, religion and society. Secularism concept, you have to give an introduction of what is secularization, what is modernization. Now you have to bring the two thinkers, Brayman or a name you have to bring here, and Peter or a name you have to bring here, who have told about secularization is happening. Then somebody said that some secularism is not happening. India or a concept also you can say that modernization is there, but slowly secularization is also we are going, but again religious revivalism is also happening here. Okay, so this questions has to handle like this. Even religion and society or a second chapter concept also you have to bring. Do you understand the phenomena of mushrooming of sect and cult of contemporary society? Discuss the factors responsible for this trend. Now religion and society, why they have given lot of questions under religion and society, don't understand. Now do you understand the phenomena of mushrooming of sect and cult? Now sect and cult is, what do you mean by sect? The religious ideology is differing, that is called sect. Cult means the god man, that is called sect. More the contemporary society la we can see it, Indian society aspect la more god man is there. Indian international level la you can say that Osho is there, the cult. Sect is Protestant, then sect is Shia Sunni. This is coming with the contemporary society, and phenomena is going because religious revivalism is more happening. Discuss the factors responsible for this trend. You can say war. Okay, then you can say that resources utilization, and the trend is going with the particularly religious revivalism and religious fundamentalism is also happening. In the மாதிரி questions வந்து GS level la lighter thinkers add பண்ணி once you understood that this religion and society chapters la irukku, so there in the chapters la what are the thinkers you have use it, and the concept வந்து again you can use it in this particular question. Next, discuss the dimension of power in construction and maintenance of social hierarchy in the society. Questions, dimension of power, maintenance of social hierarchy. The question, the chapter is social stratification and mobility, social hierarchy. Okay, dimension of power in construction and maintenance of social hierarchy. How power is using for the maintaining the social hierarchy. You can say politics and society, also stratification and mobility. In the two chapter mix panni kuduthitaanga. Now politics and society la Weber has told about CSP, class, power and society. So there is power. So power is one of the feature of social hierarchy, and also M.N. Srinivas or a dominant caste you can bring here. So they having the power and they are going with social hierarchy. nowadays it is seeing. So social mobility, one of the reason can be power. Even answerability also you can bring it here. Caste can also be the here having the power in social hierarchy. Okay, now see, I am giving you hint. In the chapter la avanga connect panni kuduthirukanga, normally students and decode panna mudiyadhu. Next, 8th one, first question. Modern families have not just become nuclear and neo-local but also philocentric. How do you explain? Chapter family and marriage. In that, children's role psychologically you have to say. Now you have to say that how joint family to nuclear family now trend is going. Neo-local is something which the parents with the new married couples are going to the particular new residence, other than neo-local, and then it is changed to now children's. Philocentric means children's are now வீட்ல பாத்தீங்க which channels we need to watch na the children's remote எடுத்துட்டு அவங்க கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுவாங்க. அதுதான் क्वेश्चन கேட்டிருக்காங்க. How the family domination is going with the parents to the children's side, and you have to explain this trend of one child policy. Also you have to say that 6 pocket syndrome ungalku theriyo. These are the things which we have studied in sociology. So idella angle la the questions vandu attend pannirukkom. More general, but family and kinship la vandu the thinkers were there, you need to quote here. Then discuss various theories of social change. Explain the limitations of unilinear theory of social change. Again, chapter number 10, the question came, and limitation of unilinear theory of social changes. What do you mean by unilinear theory? Dependency and development theory. இப்போ இதே கொஸ்டினுக்கு வந்து லாஸ்ட்டாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சேம் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆல்சோ தே மிக்ஸ்ட் இட். ஸோ வேர்ல்டு சிஸ்டம் தியோரி ஆஃப் Emmanuel what's saying in the terms of development dependency. Our same chapter chapter 10 dependency and development theory, and also many theories associated, cultural lack theory, etc. also you need to write. So the question analysis பண்ணும்போது what I found is the chapter 6 was ignored last 2 years. அது வந்து நிறைய questions chapter 6ல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Religion and society very much highlight பண்ணி நிறைய questions இதுல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Then repetition of the questions back to back ஒரே டாபிக் உள்ள வந்து it was next, the question was there. Research and method and sociology la vandu chapter 2nd and 3rd normally the students vandu nariya comfortable feel pannala, but again and the chapter la nariya questions kekranga. So but with me, with KingMakers here, if you are coming with the sociology, all this angle will be very clear. Next UPSC exams oda question paper neenga comfortably sociology optional and neenga attend panna mudiyum, and the guarantee I can give. So please, if you can you are aiming to take the sociology optional, one most important criteria to choosing this optional also I would like to explain here, that your question paper should reflect your syllabus. நீங்க அந்த question predict பண்ணிருக்கணும். நீங்க என்ன படிக்கிறீங்க அது question paperல வரணும். அந்த பேசிஸ்ல தான் நீங்க மெயின்ஸ் கிளியர் பண்ண முடியும். அந்த ஆங்கிள் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த question paper will tell you, just check with the syllabus. If you are not sociology as like optional, இப்போ நீங்க sociology optional நீங்க எடுக்கலனா, maybe you're planning to take, you can take this particular decision on the basis of question paper. So question always will be similar, only how to write it adha neenga vandu mind la vekkano, and all these things I am handling in my class during our class. Okay, so thank you so much. Paper 2 discussion vandu paper 2 when we are starting with, and the paper 2 oda discussion then I will bring. Okay, so thank you so much.